Hey everybody, it's another episode of Blerds Reacts. That's your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, please hit that notification bell and get the latest and greatest in geek news, comedy, and more, including Fury's reacts and reviews. Where this weekend I'll be dropping the first reaction for the She-Hulk show, reaction for Day Shift starring Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg, and I will be giving my review on Sandman from Netflix as well. So tune in for that. But hit that bell. You can also check us out on iHeartRadio and the Opulence Radio app. So once again, I thank everybody for tuning in. But before we get into it, I want to thank our partners at Paramount Pictures. We have a movie giveaway. Here's the trailer.
Your wife is ready to go home. Her vitals, brain activity, and battery have all been charged and are ready for companionship.
How do you feel?
Feel familiar.
They are people too. They're becoming more and more aware. They need rights. No more sex slaves.
Why would someone steal a companion?
It's not a someone. It's an organization.
We're running out of time, Meredith. We need you to remember.
Remember what?
Let's get a good look at the guy.
Her. She said she ran Meredith off her path on purpose. William told me how you people steal companions. You reprogram them to do awful things.
I need to speak to Marion Venter. Now.
She mentioned a man in the mask, the one who hacked into my dreams. She says he and I go way back. How are we connected? I have a minute of your time.
What's your name?
Meredith.
Meredith.
I remember you. This isn't love. I remember everything.
Jonathan Rhys Meyers stars in the sci-fi thriller Wife-Like, now streaming on Redbox. In the near future, an artificial human begins to question her reality as memories of a past life begin to resurface in a world where nothing is as it seems. Stream Wife-Like instantly on Redbox on demand today, rated R from Paramount Pictures. And if you would like to get your digital code for Wife-Like, a free digital code, which means free movies, everybody, just hit hashtag Wife-Like in the chat, and we will get that code off to you. I will get that sent off to you as soon as the show is over if you're here. But once again, I want to thank everybody tuning in. That's hashtag Wife-Like. Thank you to our partners at Paramount Pictures. We got a dope guest tonight. They have a Kickstarter going, and I gotta bring my man in. Rich Singleton, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right. Let me give you some of this applause here real quick. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, man. I'm with it. I dig it.
So, I got the chance to see. I've been following you guys for a minute, and I like what I'm seeing, and I'm going to show the audience pretty soon what you sent me. But let's talk about Broken Beat, the anime series. What's this about?
Well, Broken Beat, pretty much, it's a compilation of a lot of things. You see, because it took me a long time to write this in the right way. But basically, it's about a young fourth bringer. And a fourth bringer in this story, he's the last of his race. You know, they got taken out 1,000 years prior to this story. And it's along the lines of a father and son relationship. You see, you know, putting that black father with, you know, a black son to show that relationship, you know. And he's told he must go on a journey to find heaven's gate because he's the only one that can set this alternate earth on the right balance, on the right scale, you know. So he goes on this journey. Basically, he has two journeys, actually. I really need to talk more in depth about it. So that's what I'll do. So his mother and father, the main character's name is Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's loosely based off some of the essence of the Bible, not like truly off the Bible, but just some of the essence of it. So the main character's name is Sin. And the reason why I named him that is because we were all supposed to have been born into sin, right?
Right.
The antagonist character, his name is Seikatsu, and in Japanese that means life. And it's an analogy off of us, as you know, life is our biggest challenge to go through. So that's what, you know, pretty much the names mean. But so you have Sin's mother and father. They protect him from Seikatsu, you know, because he's the last fourth ringer, and he's the only one that can stop Seikatsu. Mother ends up dying, father ends up dying, you know, and it leaves him alone to try to find Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate is like a Eden, if you want to say that, you know, but he doesn't know the way. He doesn't know the way to Heaven's Gate, you know, and he's been watched the whole time while he's been in his home alone training, you know, so on and so forth. And when he is given a vision that, hey, look, you need to leave, you need to go now to find Heaven's Gate to become, you know, the Knight of Eve, your destiny to put everything at balance, you know, put this world at balance. Right. He leaves. When he leaves, he goes and he runs into, you know, trouble. He has a little skirmish with some ninjas. He beats them, and the next day he has another encounter with a stronger guy named Usabuyo. He's a general of Seikatsu. You know, now he's and I need to take it back a little bit. So this fourth bringers are basically how can I say? I want to say angels, but I don't want to, because they're not like angels. But they're innately, you know what I'm saying, strong when it comes to fighting. Mm-hmm. See, they have a sacred transformation, right? And that's just innate with him. When it comes to sin, he just can't transform for some reason. He's right in between. He can fight, but he just cannot reach that sacred transformation. So going back to the battle that he's having with Usabuyo, when he's fighting him, you know, he feels like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy down, you know, because I've been training all my life, right?
Right.
Usabuyo goes ahead and he just lets him know, no, you're not that guy. You know, he smacks him up, puts him in the dirt, you know. And with this beat down, something happens within Sin, and he unlocks this sacred form that he's always been trying to unlock his whole training throughout his whole life. Mm-hmm. Once he does that, I mean, he goes ahead and does what he needs to do to Usabuyo, right? Smacks him up. After the fight's over, he goes back to his base form, doesn't know how he transformed, doesn't really remember how the fight transpired, really, you know what I mean? So after that, he starts having questions himself as far as, okay, how do I transform? Because I don't know the way to Heaven's Gate. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I did all this training. You know, I've been with my father this whole time. I don't know what I'm doing. So now he's on his own journey to find out, okay, if I can't find Heaven's Gate and I know I can transform, I need to find out who knows who I am, what I am, why I am. And pretty much that's where the story begins, him on his own journey, trying to find out how can he transform without reaching Heaven's Gate. But it all, you know, it's a full circle. Yeah, it's two journeys in one, you know, him on his personal journey and then the main journey of him trying to find Heaven's Gate. But so yes, that's basically the story.
I like the concept. I love the animation, number one. And I'm gonna show the trailer because damn. So let's show that trailer right now.
Dad, I want to be just like you when I grow up.
You want to be like me, huh?
Yeah! I just need to work really hard. Then I can be strong just like you one day.
I see. Well, I want you to be much stronger than me, son. And I believe you will be.
Really?
Hello, son.
Yo, I gotta give that to you. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
It's such a dope animation,
mm-hmm.
and I like the storyline. And I gotta say, so I love what you have going on with this. Who's all involved with this thing? This is intense.
Okay, so it took me some time. Like I said, all the anime I've been watching, you know, we don't have a lot of representation.
Right. We're gonna get into that.
You know, so I did what I needed to do, and I got a hold on to some former Toei animators. You know, so you know they're the ones who've done Dragon Ball and One Piece, and we've all on the same page as far as we need to get this out because it's different. You know, it's you got some similar, you know, visuals, but it's different. You know, so that's where we at with that, man. You know, is we got the Toei animators. We have actively working with Nicolay, Grammy-nominated producer of Foreign Exchange.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, we got what's that? Award-winning Eli Harris. You know, he's going to be voice acting. We also have people like Sura Sue. She's done voice acting for Squid Games. You know, it's a nice cast. We got a lot of talent. We got some up and coming talent as well. That's amazing as well. You know, and myself, I'm actually a musician. I'm a vocalist, and that the music you heard in there that was me. You know, the singer and all that. It was myself, my sister. You know, so we got a lot of things, a lot of talent that's going to bring this thing to life to where it's going to be undeniable.
Let's get
it's a big cast.
If you want to support this anime, let me rephrase that. You're going to support this anime. You're going to support this Kickstarter. If you're watching, I want you to go ahead and get that Kickstarter. And it doesn't cost much. Come on, let's get it. How many days you have left? I think, is it like 51 days?
Yeah, 50. It's enough time.
Okay, so you have enough time. But I'm telling you, folks got paid this week. Go out, go spend you a couple dollars on something positive and get out there and get this Kickstarter going. Because if you listen to this show or you watch the show or you do both, you already know how I am about projects like this that are POC led. And we're going to talk about, Rich, we're going to talk about these, what is our correlation? What is with the Blerd community and our ties to anime?
Right.
And I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm one of them. I came up watching Ghost in the Shell, Wicked City, Crying Freeman, Lupin the Third, One Piece, Dragon Ball, the original. So I'm
on VHS tapes.
So you know, I know. So what is it about the relationship between the Blerd community and anime?
Well, you got to think about it. It's almost like it's going back because there's nothing new under the sun. If you remember back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, when you had the Shaw brothers, you know, all the Kung Fu flicks, you know, it's some type of a soul connection that we have with one another to where we understand. It's you can't really pinpoint it, but we can feel it
Mm-hmm.
of what they got going on over there. You know, everybody wanted to do kung fu at that time.
Yeah.
And it's coming right back to it to where it's like we are feeling what they're doing with the animation. You see what I'm saying? With the anime of how they the heart that they put into it. We can feel that. It's like I said, it's a soul connection that it's just you can't explain it, but we understand what's going on, you know?
Yeah. I think what a lot of us do, because my son, he's into it too. Like he's into it tough, like tough, you know.
Right.
And I think, and it's not just with anime, I think it's just animation, period. We tend to really get into animation because I'm late 70s, early 80s kid, you know, so I'm a Gen Xer, so I've seen some cartoons, you know.
Right.
I was there before cartoon. I was there when Cartoon Network was created, so that's saying a lot. So I was there when we only had what 3-4 networks. We had the 3 major networks on Saturday morning, which was ABC, NBC, you know, and CBS.
After these messages,
yep,
we'll
after these, right back. Yep. Shout out to Deja Lair Fanatic, because he did some of those. He did some of those animations. I had him on the show before, so
it's amazing. Yeah,
I know we have those ties to a lot of that. It's not just nostalgia. It's just like, yo, there was things we were looking at. Like there's times I was late for school because I had to get that episode of Transformers out the way.
Right.
You know,
right.
like you know, or like as I became an adult, there were times where I was racing home, getting off of work because I had to know was Goku gonna whoop Frieza's ass today? Like, was he
finally going to turn Super Saiyan, or they gonna cut it off?
Like it was me and 4 kids in the department always like, yo, when are they gonna get this done? So I know there's this tie when you say it's like this soul, it's like a tie in our soul. Like, you know, yes, we love kung fu. Our people love martial arts films. We don't care how cheesy it is. We don't care about the special effects, the wire work, none of that. We just dug the vibe and in the skill set that was there.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So now here you have a whole generation of POCs who are massively into anime.
Right.
And it shows. And then now you're starting to have this uptick of Black-owned animation studios starting to show. Yours is one of them. This team you're behind, this is one of them. Where do you see it going? Just anime in the Blerd.
Well, I'm actually, the way I see it going is actually, and you can call it whatever you want to, but this is going to be the one. Broken Beat is going to be the one that's actually going to change the narrative when you think of Black creators in this space, in animation in general. Because when I went to create this, you look out and see what's out there already. As you already said, we are like Black people, we are into, or Blerds, we are into anime and animation. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the representation that we see, it's almost like we're looking for breadcrumbs because they give it to us, but they don't give it to us.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
So like I was in another a podcast and we were talking about it. I mean, you look at things like Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is a great animation. But if you look at the again, I could be reaching, but when I look at it, Afro doesn't talk. He doesn't even have a personality, but you have the guy next to him just being super goofy. And it's like, what is this mental illness? He's not even real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. You gave us that. What else do we have? We got
they gave us the blackest dude ever. They gave us Sam Jackson. So they was like, this
you
is
see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's one of those things to where it's like, again, they give it to us, but they don't give it to us. You got the brother on Attack on Titan where they focus on his color instead of just his character. You know, Yasuke. I don't even want to talk about that one. You know what I mean? It doesn't focus on the character.
The promise was there, and
Like the ball was super dropped. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like everything when it comes into the anime, we are not given like what we should be given. Like it's there, but it's not. It's not there. You know, you got what's my man from Bleach? He ended up becoming a villain. We don't even know why he becomes a villain. It's like, when are y'all gonna give us our just due after we show you so much love? You see what I'm saying? Like when you on the guy from the new Baki's Biscuit, Oliver, and like if you look at it, it's almost like they playing us in our face. Like there's always some type of buffoonery going on with us when you see our characters. It's like don't know why it's like that, but that's what they give us, and we just accept it. Like, okay, if this is what they're gonna give us, we're gonna accept it and be like, all right, cool, we got something. You see what I'm saying? So
that's just like with like Netflix is doing a live action of One Piece, and Usopp is played by a black actor, and I'm just like, how are they? You know, I'm like, how are they? I'm like, if you know Usopp's character, and I'm like, yo, why am I getting Sambo vibes now? Like, what am I, you know, because I didn't get that before, but now when you say this is the live action cast, and then you're like, oh, please tell me he's not going to be like that, you know? So, I see, like I said, it's the uptick in a lot of the animation realms, and just with us, period. Just with us, Blerds, period. We're starting to take the reins, so to speak. And you know, shout out to people like J1 Studios, Jason Richardson. He's over here doing stuff with Ajaka, Lost in Rome. You know, Kickstarter went through the roof. It's fantastic. You got Hellspawn Cosplay working with people, working with Always Press Record and Oliver Banks, and they're getting the He-Man PSAs together and everything else, and learning and just saying, look, we need to see more of us and represent it in a positive space.
Correct.
You know, not just being a side character forgotten about, focusing on just their skin. Like, no, we have a story, and it's not really being told. You know, Cannon Busters was another one.
I didn't really like Cannon Busters. I really did. Yeah.
It was like it was
the
there,
music was awesome.
Oh yeah. I think the closest we've gotten was Boondocks. You know,
and see, a lot of people don't agree with me, and I always say Boondocks was there, but it really focused on, how can you say, how people see us, how everybody else sees us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we kind of,
that was that's how it was always. Boondocks started out as a comic strip in the Source magazine, so that's how it always was. So, but I can give it up to people like Ashura and everybody else who did the soundtracks for Boondock, because when I see this trailer, it put me in that mind frame. Like, that's the music I was listening to and vibing with. And I'm like, yo, Adult Swim, for the record, Adult Swim can put out some bomb records.
Them tracks, man, come on, man.
They kill them. They kill them.
Yeah, so all day long.
So let's talk about what is your favorite anime?
Okay, so my favorite anime is two of them. You got Kids on the Slope, because like I said, I'm a musician first, you know. So Kids on the Slope, that's right there along at the same level with Hajime no Ippo. Those are like my two favorites.
Okay.
You know.
All right. What is the worst one?
Oh goodness. What's the worst one? Oh, there's so many of them. I don't even know which one to name. I don't know, man. What's the worst one, man? Man, there's too many, man. I don't know which one to go with.
I was always torn, not so much torn, but it was always between me. For me, it was always Fully Coolie and Bobo 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 Bobo. Those two.
I'm with you. Okay, I see it. I can see that.
I'm like, yo, what the hell, man?
I can see that. Yeah.
Like, even my son, I'm telling my son, I'm like, please explain this one to me. He's like, I can't, Dad. I'm like, see.
Okay.
He up Friday nights watching it. I'm like, you just bored, ain't you?
Oh man.
So yeah, those two, and don't get me wrong, if I was to watch them now, I could take them for what they are, but they is just not my vibe to see those two like that. So yeah, it was for me, it was those two. You was like, it's so many.
Yeah, it is. It really is, man. You just got a lot of them just out there, just there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've seen some just like, what am I watching right now?
Right. So you mentioned you're a musician. You're a musician first.
Yeah.
How long have you been? What do you play?
I ain't gonna say I play, but I do some things on the keyboard.
Oh.
They actually got one right here, right now, underneath me.
Oh, look. We caught this man in the studio.
That's what I do.
Playing?
I create music.
How long you been?
Just saying, I don't play. I'm more of a creator. You know what I'm saying? More of a vocalist. I do what I do, from emotion. Try to do it as righteous as possible. I've been doing that since I was 15 years old. I'm 39 now, so I've been doing it for a while.
You got some skin in the game. That's good.
Just a little bit.
I liked it. Like I said, I love that just from hearing that in the trailer. And I'm like, I like this. It's very chill. Lo-fi style. Like, it's very chill. And I'm just like, yeah.
That's the vibe I was trying to go for.
I'm like, I need this whole soundtrack. That's all I need. Like, if this is the marker, I need this whole soundtrack right there.
Right.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Who are your influences in the music field?
Oh man, we're gonna be here all night, man. You got people like Pharrell, Michelle Shafro, of course, Big Brother, The Roots, Music Soul Child, Dwelle. Man, it's so many that I can name, man. It's a long list. It's a long list.
A reason why I asked you that is because when you mentioned foreign exchange, I'm like, this brother listens to The Roots, Little Brother. I like, and sure enough, you name. I'm like, when you name The Roots, I'm like, there it is.
It's no question about that one. There's no question. Yeah.
By the way, people, that's like the band for me. Like, that's the number one hip hop band for me. That's just it.
Underrated, man. So underrated.
I've been rocking with them since Organics, so I know. Imagine how excited I was when they won that Grammy. Then they did the Unplugged with Jay-Z, and then they turn around now they on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. I'm like, yo.
You see how it works out.
Right. I've been rocking with them forever. So I'm glad to hear when I have a guest and they have a certain music choice, and I'm like, they're on my radar. And I like that. So we got a little bit of little Blerd news. So we're gonna jump into it. Not too much, but just a little bit. So here we go. So once again, I got to give congratulations to Kenan Thompson finally getting his star on the Walk of Fame. My brother has been putting in work for umpteen years, 57-11 years. This man has been really putting in work. Longest running cast member on Saturday Night Live. He's probably the only reason why if I notice he's still on the cast, I'm like, he's the only reason why I will be watching. Because he keeps it going.
I got so much respect for that brother, man. I remember I seen him doing an interview with Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was, doing the Mike Tyson thing, but that brother stood strong.
Yes.
Stood on his beliefs and wasn't shaking for nobody. And I was like, something, this a man right here. This a whole man right here. Forget all them jokes.
He didn't flinch. He was still, tone was still the same. Like nothing changed. I'm like, the minute Mike was like, no, I'm not a man. He was like, no, you a man, Mike. And they're like, I'm not a man. I'm like, you do, Mike. You do know Mike will get up. Like
he's right there next to you, dog. He's right there. He didn't flinch once.
And then he didn't move, and he was like, no, I respect you. And I'm like, yo,
Like, you a king, my brother. I
Here's
was
another
like,
mark, dude.
and give him another star on that Walk of Fame over there, man.
I'm like, not many can say they stood up the mic and didn't have to lift their hands at all.
And wasn't like shaking, nothing. Just, hey, look, man,
Still
this is how I feel. Yeah. Yeah,
like,
man.
yo.
Love it, man. I love it.
The thing that's been going on with WB Discovery, it's scorched earth over there. There's scorched earth over there. So a list had came out from HBO Max of all the shows that's, HBO originals and shows that's getting that's just basically wiping the floor clean.
Yeah.
No one that we generally watch, like Doom Patrol wasn't on that list. What's the other one? Titans, live action Titans wasn't on that list, and Young Justice wasn't on that list. But word just came out that Young Justice, they don't have plans for moving forward for season 5.
Yeah.
This is a problem. But I did a little research. Prior to Discovery buying Warner Brothers or partnering up, whatever they want to call it, this is how this is how Warner Brothers worked Young Justice every season. I think maybe their last season they gave them 2 seasons. Well, not last season, prior to that. They said we're greenlighting for 2 seasons. But prior to that, they were like, yeah, they're doing it at a season at a time. There's still hope.
Okay.
There's still some hope. It's just I don't like when they led with, we don't have plans for a season 5. I'm like, well, nobody did, but don't say that. Like, you have a show who's literally showing all forms of representation, and they hitting all the right emotional notes on a lot of stuff, because that last season, and spoiler alert, but that last season, after what happened to Superboy and then seeing Beast Boy the way he was for the majority of that season, knowing that we're used to seeing this jokey, happy-go-lucky.
Watch it, man. I got to see what's going on. I didn't have a chance to watch it, so.
Oh God, you got to check it out. I'm not gonna spoil it too much for you, but when you see
it,
I
got to watch it.
You're gonna be like, damn, what next? So.
Okay.
But they really did a great job with this show. We were upset with Cartoon Network when they canceled it after 1 season, 2 seasons. So we were very much ecstatic when HBO Max was like, hey, we're bringing it back. I'm like, oh, thank God. So like, and they amped it up. They like, oh no, this isn't your Cartoon Network Teen Titans. We're stepping it up.
Yeah,
and
more mature.
And it's definitely more mature. But yeah, they didn't have. But from that list that they said, and Young Justice is kind of an HBO original because they've taken it over. It wasn't on the list for the shows they're actually axing, and most of the shows I've never even heard of. It might be maybe I think out of 30, I probably heard of like 5, and never watched them, especially that Aquaman King of Atlantis, which I didn't think was going to get another season anyway. It was kind of, I'm like, y'all just going to try to make him the joke, ain't y'all? Y'all just, Jason Momoa pulls it out the fire, and then y'all sit up there and want to still make a joke of this dude. I'm like, what the hell?
Doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. So, but yeah, that's thank God that's all that's been happening. Other than the apology that Ezra Miller came out and stated, which sounds very similar to the Deep on The Boys. I'm sorry, it just sounded very similar.
Hey, look here, man. I don't want to say nothing. I don't know that brother, but it just seemed really some fishy stuff going on with that, man. It's just too much, man. It's overdoing it. Like, what's really going on, man?
Right.
Do you not want the movie to come out of? What's going on? It seems like he's trying to sabotage himself on purpose.
It's like, is there something in there you don't want us to see? Like, because I've seen people destroy some stuff, but come on, man. Oh my God. For those who are watching, we got a couple of listeners or watchers. If you hit #WifeLike, you can get the digital code for the new movie, WifeLike. thanks to our partners at Paramount Pictures. Let me play that trailer one more time. Let me pull that up. Is it there? Yes, it is. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Your wife is ready to go home. Her vitals, brain activity, and battery have all been charged and are ready for companionship.
How do you feel?
Feel familiar.
They are people too. They're becoming more and more aware. They need rights. No more sex slaves.
Why would someone steal a companion?
It's not a someone. It's an organization.
We're running out of time, Meredith. We need you to remember.
Remember what?
Let's get a good look at the guy.
Her. She said she ran Meredith off her path on purpose. William told me how you people steal companions. You reprogram them to do awful things.
I need to speak to Marion Venter. Now.
She mentioned the man in the mask, the one who hacked into my dreams. She says he and I go way back. How are we connected? Hi, can I have a minute of your time?
What's your name?
Meredith.
Meredith.
I remember you. This isn't love. I remember everything.
Jonathan Rhys Meyers stars in the sci-fi thriller Wife-Like, now streaming on Redbox. In the near future, an artificial human begins to question her reality as memories of a past life begin to resurface in a world where nothing is as it seems. Stream Wife-Like instantly on Redbox on demand today, rated R from Paramount Pictures. And as I said earlier, if you want to win a digital code of that film, I think we got somebody. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that was me. Okay. If you want to run a digital code of that movie, Wife-Like, just hashtag Wife-Like, right at the bottom of the screen. Type that in, and you can win that free digital code. But other than that, let's talk back to our guest, Rich Singleton, who is known as Creative Theory, who is part of the team of the new anime series, Broken Beat, the anime series. They have a Kickstarter. Let's pull that Kickstarter up. They have a Kickstarter. I implore you to go and get on that Kickstarter. Show some love.
Yes.
Show some love. Please show some love. So we talked about the connections between the Blerd community anime. We talked about what we look like, what the representation for anime. We talked about your music career, because my brother, that's what that is. So when you talk about representation in geek culture, besides anime, what else comes to mind?
What comes else to mind? I mean, mangas, video games, there's cosplay. You got a lot of people who do that, comic books, so on and so forth. It goes, it's a pretty long line, but those are the things that I think of.
So it's safe to say, and I've seen the uptick, it's safe to say that all those realms you mentioned, and I'm seeing a lot of creator-owned, Black-owned comic books. Tuskegee Airs is one that comes to mind. You got some fantastic artists out there. You have some great writers out there like Jason Michael Primrose, who did 2050Z. You have people who are creating card deck games. Shout out to Jason Richardson, who has the VT Heroes. He has a new card game that's getting ready to come out. I think he just launched his Kickstarter not too long ago.
Right.
So it's safe to say that we're not so much taking it over, we just owning it.
Yeah, we owning it. I'm gonna put it like this right here. Broken Beat is going to be the one that's going to take over. We're going to take over, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna stand on it, because, like I said, it's been years that I've written this. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And with the people that I've talked to, close friends of mine, when we talk about the same things we're talking about as far as representation, how we're seeing when we're looking at these different properties, it's like, how can you put out a Black-centered anime or anything, you know, in that realm to where it's not being seen as a Black activist, you know what I'm saying? Black activism, or you're trying to do something to be like, look at me, this is what we do, we can do it too. How can you do it to where it's on equal playing field with everything else that you're watching, all your Dragon Ball Z's, all your Bleaches? How can you do it to where when they watch this Black centered anime, that it's like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? You're not talking about anything else but the story. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say that this one here is really going to change the narrative of Black creators being able to create, whether it's whatever ethnicity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll be able to create with the imagination that we have. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do, and I know it's going to break that threshold. You know, because when I reach to the other side, I know I'm going up an uphill battle, but when I reach to the other side, it's really going to be undeniable, and people are going to understand, like, okay, it's going to be a renaissance or a trend that follows after that. Because, like I said, when it comes out, anybody that sees it, it's going to be like, oh man, all right, here we go.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. And when I seen the trailer, the first thing that came to mind was like, yeah, it was Black characters, but I was more drawn into the story. Like, because now I like, because when they flash forward and he wakes up in the sweat and everything else, he's out here doing his thing. But when he starts doing his movements and everything, and you notice like, okay, something's getting ready to happen. I don't care at that point that he's Black anymore. I want to know what's happening. And if we can change that narrative, like, and still be represented, that's the goal.
Exactly.
That's the
goal.
Exactly. So we need more of that. And that's why, you know, which is why I created this platform. I created Blerd's Eye View to kind of showcase other creatives, POC creatives who are out here and either not getting seen, not getting showcased, getting looked over. Yeah. Because this originally it started out just me talking about comics.
Right.
And it became more. I'm like, no, it's more than that. So this is what, from being a creator and musician, a writer, you have this fantastic team behind you. When you mentioned Toya, I'm like, uh-oh.
And we got some, hey, look at it, man. We got some good. Man, it's not even really connections, man. It's really, like I said, putting down the groundwork, because I started from nothing, knowing nobody, just really going out there, because it's like you get tired. You like, man, okay, nobody else is going to do it. I'm going to do it myself. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make something happen. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I also want to talk about the web series that I'm going to be having sometime this fall. I got to get out what date once we get everything together. Once I get everything together, you know, it's really going to talk about what happened to the Fourth Bringers, so everybody can understand about the actual title, Broken Beat. So it's going to be 3 episodes, 8 minutes long, you know, and it's a prequel, tells you about the beginning. We got some up and coming voice actors that are amazing. They're amazing. They made this thing come to life. They made it come to life, you know. So
if you're looking for more, you know.
Hint. I got you.
You're looking for more. I'm trying to break in. Trying to break
into it. Hey, look, if we can get this thing, this is what I try to tell people. You know, everybody wants to watch Broken Beat. I see the love that's going out, and we all appreciate it. But if you want to watch it, you gotta help us out. Get this. We're not asking for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? We're not asking for $3 million. You know, we get this $10 million goal. The wings have already been put together. That's all we need to do. And we go out and we start pitching this thing to everybody, because we already have access to a couple of networks already who's just waiting on us. But as you know, when it comes to something like this, you got to be on your game. You can't just come in there willy-nilly. You got to make sure everything is tight, everything is together, to make sure you can get just at least let me think about this. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing right now. And with the web series, we're trying to do that at the same time while we're pitching. So you can see, so they can see that people are really wanting to watch this, because we all know the first episode of the web series, when that drops, people gonna really know that,
it's gonna be sweet.
Broken Beat's on something else right now. Like, what, they must got long pinky nails. What they on? You know?
Give me my money. That's
Hell, man.
so. It's funny. It's funny that he said the pinky down. Give me my money. Now I'm Willie Love. My name is Willie Love. I needs my money. Oh man! So this is what's so dope. This is why I like bringing creatives like yourself on to talk about these projects. It's funny when the way you just mentioned all of that, the way you just said all of that. I was listening to Drink Champs earlier, and it was the Irv Gotti and Ja Rule episode, and Irv was talking about how he's friends with the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, and he was talking to him, and he was saying, "Yeah, I produce movies." Irv was like, "I produce movies. I produce TV shows." Da, 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 da. But the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks is like, "Yeah, but you don't own it. You can distribute it all day, but you don't own it." He's like, "That's all good and all." And he just kept drilling that in his head, like, "But you don't own it." And he says, "You have all the skill set. Now you just need to be put in front of the people to push that out there." And that's what I was hearing from you just now when you were saying, we got the skills. It's set up before you. The table is set. All y'all got to do is come over, sit down and eat. And give thanks. Just offer a couple dollars.
That's it.
It's right there. The Kickstarter is right there on the screen. You need to go check out the Kickstarter. Hit them up on IG. Let me pull up your IG, man. I got to pull this up.
Yeah, whatever you can afford, it doesn't matter. You know, like, think about it. I got 6,000 followers right now. I think I put up a post about that. If everyone gave $1, we're there. We're already there. Whatever you can afford, it will help out. You know, I tell everybody I didn't want to go this route, but I've been so laser focused that I tapped myself out. I used every bit of funds that I had to make this come to this far. But now I'm going to need the people to come through. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm showing everybody what it is, where my standards are, where I see this thing going, really reaching the mountaintops, for the lack of a better term, because it does have that potential to do that and more, to be honest,
That's dope. Before we get out of here, and I already got the IG up, so and you need to go to Broken Beat _the_anime_series. They have the link for their Kickstarter in the bio. So you can't get away from this Kickstarter. It's there. I've shown it on the show. I've said it. I've mentioned it several times. I've talked about it. It's there. It's going to be there in the link in their bio. You need to check this brother out and his team. Rich, yo, this is dope. I gotta show this trailer again. Because I don't think the people understand. And if you're listening to this show tomorrow, go to the YouTube channel for Blerd's Eye View Podcast, hit the notification bell, check out this episode, check out the Kickstarter for Broken Beat the anime series. Go show your support. You see how that works?
Come on through.
We help him and his team. Everybody's happy.
Everybody wins, man. Everybody wins.
Let's show this trailer one more time.
Dad, I want to be just like you when I grow up.
You want to be like me, huh?
Yeah! I just need to work really hard. then I could be strong just like you one day.
I see. Well, I want you to be much stronger than me, son, and I believe you will be.
Really?
Hello, son.
I gotta give it to you again, man. It's just undeniably that good. Oh man.
Oh man, okay.
Rich Singleton, aka Creative Theory of Broken Beats Anime. You need to check this man out. Okay, we got him. But brother, let me get your information back up there so they can follow that page in case they are a little illiterate or something. Who knows? It's just Broken Beat _the_anime_series. Check them out. It's a dope project. I'm behind it. If you don't mind, Rich, I'm going to share this on my IG page.
Please do.
And that should go, and I think it should shoot out everywhere, so it'll show up on the YouTube page and everything. Well, it's already on the YouTube page because we're live on YouTube anyway. So all that information is already there. So, but brother, thank you for coming in. Thank you for having this, and I believe you're going to have a soundtrack for this whole thing that's separate from the show.
Yeah,
just I need that soundtrack.
We'll get on it. Definitely get on it.
I appreciate it, man. You got a home here. The door is always open. When you get that web series together that you're working on, come knock on the door. It's open. It just say, Fury, I got a project. Bring it on in.
Will do. I will do that. I definitely will.
Man,
definitely will.
But I appreciate your time, man. Everybody, Creative Theory, Broken Beat.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, man. I really do appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
I appreciate that. For those who turned in, shout out to Sadiq with love, my dear. Alicia Bryant, hello. My man, Brandon Janelle, thank you for showing up. If y'all want a digital code, hit #wifelike in the post or on the show, which is getting ready to end anyway, and all that great stuff. Now, let's get to the real. If you love what you see, if you like what you see, and as you know, what I'm doing here at Blerd's Eye View, I created this baby, I fly this ship, and I fly that flag proudly. I am looking for POC women and people of color who know their stuff in the geek world, who know their stuff in the entertainment world, period. So that can be music, cosplay, that could be writing articles, that could be getting in front of the camera and joining me and talking to guests such as Creative Theory here, talking about music, talking about anime, talking about comics, talking about television and film shows, whatever. The door is open. I am taking applicants. And the reason why I say women of color is because you ladies have a massive voice in this Blerd community. You really do. If you've watched this show and you've supported this show, you know that I've had many women on here, including Candy B, who her last day with us will be next Tuesday. Her last show with us will be Tuesday because she does event planning here in Cleveland, and it's starting to really take a lot of her time, which is why a lot of people haven't seen her on the show lately. So, but me and her, we still rock. She's always a Blerd's Eye member, always. As in other words, once an X-Man, always an X-Man. That's just what it is. But if you're very much interested being in front of the camera, behind the camera, working on the show in some aspect, in some form, please don't hesitate to hit me up on my email. Better yet, just go to IG. Go to IG, go to Blerd's Eye View. You'll get the link in the bio. You can also hit me up in that DM and it'll show up and I will answer because people know I'm always on the socials. So it'll shoot out everywhere, but you'll get the link tree that's in the bio as well. You can also see us on Facebook, Blerd's Eye View Podcast. That's the one you want. The other one is the older page. I'm trying to get them merged. You can also listen to us on the Opulence Radio app. Just go to opulenceradio.com, download the app. It's free. And you can hear Blerd's Eye View, What the Shit, and many other shows, really dope POC creative shows, podcasts. Shout out to Amaron Burnett for creating the Opulence Radio app. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, even Tidal. Yes. So if you checking us all out on those apps, thank you very much. Show your love. Soon, merch is coming. Soon, merch is coming. I'm saying it 3 times. That's what I do. Merch is coming. You'll get a Blerd's Eye View shirt. You can get a Blerd's Eye View with the shirt. You can get the Chris Fury avatar. You can probably get the DC avatar. You can probably get the Candy B avatar. We're going to talk about that. But tune in next Tuesday. We're doing a giveaway party, a get out of here party for Candy B. Not a get out of here party. She'll kill me.
What's up?
She's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. This might be my last show. No. But yeah, we're doing a go away party. So tune in for that. We got a lot of surprise guests coming through to wish her well and talk trash with her. Me and DC, you know, DC's definitely going to give her hell. But yeah, like I do with every show, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Thank you to our guest, Creative Theory, for Broken Beat, the anime series. Go follow their page, Broken Beat, the anime series on IG. Support that Kickstarter. Show some love. We're going to get some dope stuff coming out of this camp. But until then, when I see you guys next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch handle Blerd's Eye View 1. This is your man, Chris Fury, the man on the wall. I'm out of here.